Well, hello there. This is take 4. Won't believe it, would you? Anyway, it's half past 3, and first take, I noticed that the recording levels were slightly high, so I didn't want any clipping or distortion, so I've reset the gain on my recording setup. I've got a slightly different arrangement, so we'll see how that gets on. The second time I noticed that I had the face effect on, which means that you get a glamorous effect on your face, and I don't want that. It makes your lips go red and everything. You don't want that, not at all. So I've turned that off. That was because I was messing about with the gain and I accidentally pressed the glamour effect. Anyway, so the third recording, I had a coughing fit just after I said hello. And now we're on to the fourth one. Anyway, getting on to what I've been up to. I've been out in the garden, the front garden, trying to clear a bit. My foot's not ready. It was just a bit too much. I was just pushing myself too far, I think. So I've knocked that on the head, and of course it was hurting my back. I thought I might have to have gone driving today to go and get this letter back from the GP, but they didn't ring at all. They've only just rung actually, and I don't want to go out now. So that's why I didn't take any painkillers this morning, because I thought I'd be out driving. So when I finished here, I'm going to go and get some painkillers and try and rest my back a bit. It really does hurt. I shouldn't really moan about it, but I know people are far worse than I am, but yeah, it's part of getting old, isn't it? I never realised how difficult it was to get old. Now that I'm in my 60s and I'm now suffering all the years of abuse I put my body through, it's beginning to, you suddenly get to a point in life where you just realise that I've actually now reached the end, or should I say I've reached the beginning of the end of my life, I suppose. Now that I'm in that final quarter, most of the family, my granddad lived to 90, so that would be a bit of a chore, wouldn't it? But yeah, you never know. Things might improve. I might have surgery on my back, have surgery on my knees and my hips. I do feel like a little bit like Darth Vader. I know Darth Vader is one of my favourite characters from the Star Wars movie, and I wish I could be evil like Darth Vader. But I can't. I haven't got it in me. I haven't got the strength anymore. Maybe if I had that suit, I would have the strength. So anyway, just a quick reminder about the midterm adverts. If I waffle on, I go over 8 minutes. I won't put in the midterm adverts, as you know. So that's one thing. What else was I going to? Oh, yes. Remember I said I was going to take some photographs of the robins. Well, I did that. I set the camera up, got the tripod, right height, right distance. Camera didn't focus on the robins, it focused on the bush behind. So what I'm going to do is this little tiny Pocket 3 that I'm using, is I'm going to set the focusing to product. That means if I had a product and I brought it close to the lens, it would focus on that, rather than just focusing on me and having difficulty focusing on something. So I shall set that, and the product will be the robins. But yeah, I had over 2 hours, which of course I would have edited it down to take out the bits where the robins weren't there. But I would have would have been so nice to have pushed that video out. The robins are getting so bold now in the garden, so I must go and put some food out for them. It's probably out the front actually, after all the the stuff that I did just now, I went round with the strimmer a bit, but I think I've just pushed my luck too much. Still got this tickly cough. Don't know what's wrong with it, but it's not as bad as it was. A few days ago, I was getting if I had a cold drink or something like that, I was getting a burning sensation in my tubes. But now, do you hear that? That was a robin. Yeah, it seems to be becoming more of a tickly cough up top, if you know what I mean. Maybe it's just, I don't know, spreading upwards, spreading up and out. Yeah, so, ooh. Yeah, so, well, I forgot what I'm talking about now. This is the age-acquired attention deficit disorder. You know, it's where you might get up in the morning. Not so much now because I've got the dog, so I've got a pretty good routine with him. But you get up in the morning after Sarah gone to work, you make yourself a cup of coffee. Yeah, Bobby. Make yourself a nice cup of coffee. You put that down somewhere. You pick up your iPad, go through some of the messages and stuff like that. You try and pick up a bit of news because I don't watch the BBC anymore. It's a bit difficult to pick up news. I don't listen to the radio much either these days, especially not the BBC. Because they lie to you. Anyway, so you forget that you had a cup of coffee, so you go to the fridge and you pick out a can of Coke or something like that, and you walk back into the living room and you find the letter that you opened yesterday that you didn't read, so you read that and finish that off, and then you put your coat down. The postman comes, so you go to the front door, you get that letter, come back into the living room and realise that you have a cup of coffee there that's going cold. So you drink your coffee, then you notice your can of Coke. All the time you've forgotten the letter that it's just come, and you put that down ready to be read tomorrow. That's age-acquired attention deficit or disorder, and I think I've got it. And as well as CRS. Yeah, I think most of the people that my age have got this CRS syndrome. Yeah, for all of those that are forgotten, is can't remember shit. And yeah, I seem to have suffered from that slightly as well. Oh, and as well, apparently, when I go and get a beer out of the fridge on a Friday, apparently I'm doing it all wrong. That's why my back is playing up. What I'm supposed to do is not just get one beer out and take it to my chair outside and sit and drink it, is I'm supposed to take 2 beers out. That way my back is now straight and well balanced, simply because I've got 2 beers in my hand. Now where I was getting one, my back was twisted, out of shape, and that's what was causing the trouble. So there you go, folks, get a bad back, take 2 beers out of the fridge, not just one. I told that to Sarah last night. She said I'm daft. Yeah, maybe I am. But then, who cares? I think at the age of 60 I can be daft, can't I? Yeah. Anyway, what else has been going on? Yeah, the garden's beginning to look good. I might just, once I've had the painkillers and I've rested a little bit, I might just go around the edges of the path with the strimmer again. While I've got the strimmer out, I haven't put it away yet. While I've got the strimmer out, I'll go and do that. Yeah, so the reason that we're doing the front garden today is because the bin was full, absolutely chock-a-block with garden waste, and luckily our council saw sense and decided that they were going to put the brown bin, the garden waste bin, twice. I'll say twice every week now. It used to be twice weekly, and of course you'd forget, wouldn't you? You put your normal bin out, but now it's every week the brown bin goes out, which is a godsend because living here we get so much rubbish, so much growth in this little garden. It does mean that you do, I wouldn't say we fill the bin 100%, but we do fill it to a stage where it's worth emptying. Oh, terribly sorry. It's that cough again. I'll come up to 10 minutes, so I'm doing really well. I do really appreciate the comments that you guys leave me. There's quite a few regulars that come and view my channel. So if you want to boost the channel, give it a bit of a boost. I think there's a new hype button. I think someone's hyped me once before, but there's a hype button and there's a like button. So if you can possibly do that, that would give my channel a little bit of boost and get it out there. Really, I know there are lots of people, I mean me included, I'd sit and watch some old bloke rabbiting on about stuff, because sometimes there is little nuggets of gold. Yeah, not just shit, but yeah, little nuggets of gold that I might bring out. Yeah, and like I say, I do remember a chap called Hargraves. He was on the Fred Dynage show, and he used to do a thing after whatever it was. Anyway, I used to like him. He used to do fishing and stuff like that, and he was telling me about his workspace. Well, he was not me personally, but he was telling the whole world about his workspace and how a workman's bench, you would know exactly where stuff is. You know, you put down a screwdriver, you put down a knife, or you put down something else, and you know exactly where it was. But to somebody walking into that guy's workbench, you would think it was a complete and utter mess, but the guy knows where everything is. Yeah, I do miss some of the old television programs. It's all changed now. This is one of the reasons that I gave up the BBC, is because it's gone too woke. It's gone, well, I used to like watching Doctor Who, but that went terribly woke, and everything had to be revolving around someone who wasn't who they said they were. These people in frocks and stuff like that. I just didn't like it very much. And of course, what if you're really desperate of thinking of a way or a reason to give up the BBC TV license, would be this: every TV. Sorry, I've got hiccups now. Every BBC personality that you see on the telly, they're 12 times more likely to be one of these PDF files, if you know what I mean. When you look at the number of people that have been convicted, Stuart Hall, I'm not quite sure if he was on BBC or ITV, but definitely a TV personality. There we've got the Jimmy Saviles, and we've got the Rolf Harris, and now we're getting the radio presenters now are coming out of the wood, well, being sacked left, right, and centre. You know, it's just weird, isn't it? How the BBC seem to produce PDF files after PDF files every single year. There's somebody coming out that was somebody that's hurt young children or molested other people. Yeah, so it's not right. So if that is your only reason for giving up the BBC, then I would do so. Now, I've got Amazon Prime at home because I have a lot of deliveries. I've got the dog food, I've got washing machine tablets, got dishwasher tablets. Oh, the list goes on. There's toilet rolls, toilet cleaner, dishwasher cleaner, washing machine cleaner, all that kind of stuff. It all comes on a... they're getting good now. You can either order it 6 months or down to every 2 weeks if you want, every week if you so decline. I know that the toilet rolls that we're getting through now, I do know that we are getting through 48 toilet rolls in 5 weeks. Yeah, an incredible amount of toilet rolls. I know when Sarah and I are just at home, we get through 1 toilet roll every 3 weeks. But when the other people are here, yeah, I don't want them here. But anyway, when they're here, they get through 2 toilet rolls a day for some reason. Yeah. So it's not on. But yeah, anyway, so we get through. So I can order those now every 5 weeks. I can get the toilets. So rather than having them every month and then building up a supply and then missing out a month, I can now get them every 5 weeks instead of. So I won't have a week's worth sat around doing nothing. Anyway, that's beside the point. But yeah, having Amazon Prime means that I can watch quite a lot of stuff on the telly box. Don't watch live TV. I would never watch live TV. I'm one of these people who I do like my movies, and I wouldn't dream of buying a pirate copy. I've seen pirate copies of movies that I wanted to watch, but then I've gone out and bought the movie that I wanted. One particular example of that was Star Wars. When the new episodes were coming out, 1, 2 and 3, was waiting to see episode 2 with Anakin Skywalker being a Jedi Knight, and the quality of the movie was absolutely dreadful, and didn't enjoy it one bit. So that was my lesson learnt, and of course buying pirated copies doesn't really help the movie industry, and that's what I like. I do like a good movie. Yeah, I know it's you could be cheap or you can do the right thing. I prefer to do the right thing. So I don't watch live TV, but yet there are plenty of other things that you can watch. Now I've got EE telephone, and I get, with that telephone contract, I get a free Apple TV subscription for as long as the contract lasts. So I'm up for that. So I do get to watch Apple TV. Just got rid of got rid of Disney Plus. Because now I've got no money coming in. I can't afford that, and I got rid of Netflix. But having said that, I'm still saving money by having Amazon Prime and having the free Apple TV. So yeah, give up your TV license and stop supporting the PDFs. Yeah. Okay. What else was I going to say? I was going to mention something. Anyway, so I better go and moisten up some mealworms. What I'm doing now, I'll set the camera up again, and I'll do a little bit of test footage. I shall pretend to be a robin and put myself in front of the camera to see if it's in focus. Just while the thingies are doing, the mealworms are soaking. News about Daisy, or coming up to 18 minutes. News about Daisy is that next on the 2nd of June she goes for a worming tablet at the vet's. So that would be nice. Yeah. We haven't given her a worming tablet before, but that was something we got from one of these Pets R Us at Home City, whatever they're called now. Got one from there. So we'll see. We'll see if she gets on better with this one, because she is a mucky dog. She was eating a slug this morning. I was out having my coffee. She was busy munching on a slug, so I quickly got that off her. Oh, Boston when we first let Boston outside, he went and ate a slug. I can't remember what time of year it was now, but there were lots of slugs out on after dark, and he come back in foaming at the mouth because he'd been eating a slug, I think. So it's just a matter of watching her ladyship down there, having a good sniff around. But yeah, anyway, Daisy's doing all right. We've been out a couple of times with her on the lead, but she's not very good on the lead, so we're going to have to do some training, I think, lead training. Anyway, so I've rambled on over 19 and a half minutes. It's been nice talking to you, and I'll see you all on the next one. See ya.